una place then day, all the chairmen of our various mission, our missions themselves, all the officials, all una place them day. It is an inspiring time for Ambazonia. When I sit here and I saw what is going on this Saturday, I just remember my brother, what he will be thinking. That's how his mouth will be. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing our people? They're out there. That is how he will be feeling. Seeing an organization functioning without missing a step. That is the greatest legacy that we can leave for him, for our people. The fact that the organization we have built and bled for and died for persevere. My fellow Ambazonians, I am not going to fool you to say that this is not a blow. It is a blow to our revolution. It is a blow to a people who have been persecuted the entirety of their lives. It is a blow to the God of justice, to a just God and to a just world. But one of the things that I think they have not factored yet into the equation is the unbreakable spirit of the AGOVC, of the ADF, of the Ambazonian people. That is what has not been factored in. The other day, I asked a question to the commanders of our revolution. And that question that I asked is, what is worse than death? Can someone tell me what is worse than death? The worst thing that I can imagine in this world is that you are dead but not buried. That you are dead but walking the street as a living dead. That is the Ambazonia that was handed to us. We were dead people just walking around at any minute, subject to the whims of a brutal occupation force and country. Our lives already dead, taken at any moment's notice. From their checkpoints to their torture chambers. It is a travesty to see that a living dead in Yaoundé, somebody who has clung to power for more than 40 years, is able to orchestrate, the persecution of people who are fighting for the freedom of their land. My fellow Ambazonians, the leader of our revolution, Dr. Cho, is in jail. At the same time that they had his home, my home was invaded. Streets blocked. It was as if they were coming after Osama bin Laden. Had my mom and my mother-in-law sitting on the floor outside of my home. My kids standing outside barefooted. My daughter coming out with her hands in on her head. We, as the Ambazonian people, will never, ever, ever again give up our rights as a human being. That is a decision that is not even ours to give, because it is fundamental, not only in us, but in every single human being on earth. The rights to self-defense. And when a beast, when terrorists have invaded your land, burned down over 1,000 villages, carried acts of inhumanity and genocide, then we will do everything in our power to wipe them off the face of our land in order to live free and die free. The Ambazonian people never went out looking for a fight. The fight was brought to our doorsteps, to our markets, to our villages, to our farms, to our classrooms and courtrooms. We never went out looking for a fight, but we will respond, and we have responded. My fellow Ambazonians, this is the eve of our Independence Day. On that day, from our territory to the diaspora, in groups and individually, we show the world and our leader who we cannot talk to, who cannot talk to us, we talk to him that day by sending a message that the struggle does not falter, that we are not going to falter, that until we reach Boya, shake inode, shake inode. And so the fundamental question each and every one of us have to ask, shake de, Ambazonia, shake de. We have gone through the crucible of fire. We remember, we have never forgotten how, in order for them to create a hydroelectric dam in Noon, they flooded the Ndop Valley. We have not forgotten. that in order for them to carry out their economic development, they had to, like thieves, carry off our power plants and flooded, building a dam in their own country. They flooded the Ndop area, killing thousands and creating islands, flooding our villages with water. We have not forgotten. We have not forgotten the crimes against humanity in Do, where they used guns on our women to carry despicable acts on them. We have not forgotten them cutting off the head of Sam Sawyer. We have not forgotten the biological warfare where they went into our schools and sterilized tens of thousands of our young female population so that they cannot give birth and they populate our land. We have not forgotten that they transferred AIDS patients and those carrying the AIDS virus into our land in order to create a doomsday pandemic and further wipe our land off of Ambazonians. We have not forgotten any of that. We have not forgotten Mami Api burned in her house. We have not forgotten the orders of the SDOs who gave 24 hours for more than 40-something villages to clear out because they were carrying security operations to wipe out Ambazonia. These are war crimes. These are acts against humanity. These are the people who should be facing charges of genocide and crimes against humanity. But they are not. They brought this to our land and we have responded. And the most fundamental thing that is in our stomach right now is that while we protest, we fight. While we gather together to raise money for the defense of our land, we fight. While we are put in jail, we fight. Because of what? What was the promise we gave ourselves? We will battle block by block, rooftop by rooftop, underbed by underbed, gutter hole by gutter hole, prison cell by prison cell. We will fight. That is the promise. At the beginning of this struggle, we gave ourselves. And we will not forget now. Because we are ready. Ambazonians, you know what? We are ready. And if you doubt me, look at the evidence of the gathering we have right now. Look at the evidence of me coming to celebrate Independence Day with our colleagues, with the US mission. We are marching forward because we can chew gum and do something else. March. So believe me when I tell you that you are ready. No matter who, any of us who is taken off the battlefield, you are ready. You are ready. Don't doubt yourself. Never doubt yourself. Whether the CIC is in jail, whether the dev chair is in jail, no matter, don't doubt yourself. Put one foot ahead of the other. Because I tell you, they don't know what they have done. We will meet them in court. We will meet them in front of a judge. And we will win the freedom of Ambazonia. Happy Independence Day. God bless you. God bless our forces on the ground. God bless all those who are in jail. And my brother, My brother, I will meet you in there and we will finish the journey. Mr. Ayaba, happy Independence Day. Shake no day.
Last Monday is something that has become way too often in our land. The people of Ambazonia were once again reminded of the absolute horror under which we live in the land of our birth. Lives were taken senselessly in brutish fashion by an army of occupation that view our people as lambs to be slaughtered. Of course, they view us as lambs because for more than 56 years, they have brought horror and terror to our land and been able to go back to their home.
Fellow Ambazonians,
last Monday is something that has become way too often in our land. The people of Ambazonia were once again reminded of the absolute horror under which we live in the land of our birth. Lives were taken senselessly in brutish fashion by an army of occupation that view our people as lambs to be slaughtered. Of course, they view us as lambs because for more than 56 years, they have brought horror and terror to our land and been able to go back to their homeland with praise and the loot they have stolen from our people. Enough. Enough. The right to self-defense is as instinctive to a human being as the air we breathe. No people, no nation can unilaterally disarm, especially in the face of an occupation whose brutality and impunity causes the streets of our towns and villages to be soaked with the blood of innocents. In a moment, I will be signing an order authorizing the Ambazonian Defense Force to begin the great and noble task of protecting our defenseless people and freeing our land from this long nightmare that is our occupation by La République du Cameroon. In doing this, let me paraphrase. In doing this, we declare our right on this earth to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to secure the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring using every means at our disposal. May God bless our men and women now on the march in the field. May He bless our land, Ambazonia. Thank you.
Fellow Ambazonians, good morning. Today is Friday, the 27th of the month of August. We come this morning for reassure una, say we stand strong. This one are the Major General for Mezam. I come for tell una say shake, day. As we come this morning, we tell una say for the past 7 getting to 8 years, una don't day for our back. And we will continue for defend homeland. We no go blink for 1 second. Because say the days ahead, it will be very bloody. And for any man, when we go move for our instruction, he no respect them. That time, na ye go face the consequences. My papa and mama me them, we want thank una all for una great support we una don't ever do for our back, and we no go ever left una halfway. We come for tell the international community, say we give them just a short time for release our leader, because if not, they go see which way it will happen. We salute una. And we salute all our mommy, our brother and our sisters. I talk for una say, this one at the AJ force on ground for Meza. Long live Ambazonia, short live the struggle.
Soldiers, never to surrender. Soldiers, never to surrender. Today, the 27th of September 2024. Where the brigade ADF don't come live today for the arrest of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. the war of the Amazonian Defense Force. All my place there. I don't come for talk for when I say make any man may no panic because our leader they don't arrest them for no way. Never we no pay. We go fight till the last man standing. We be in a defense force. Well nothing no go change, we will be the Amazonian Defense Force. We stand firm. No go no shake because our leaders is there for jail. If they like me they jail all of them, we go still fight and go take our independence. We go fight till the last man standing. No nothing, we no go shake we. So we talk on the UN, United Nations, AU. All them say may they look into Amazonian matter. Because La Republic then they come to kill people, them for they kill our civilians, they destroy our properties, them for they know they arrest them. They come arrest our big people them where they try to say maybe we take our independence. But today, the 27th of September, when our Friday, we don't talk for when I say as we stand so, no nothing. It no go happen. We the AGA we could go for front we no go back. We no could blink because they don't arrest our leader. We go fight till the last man standing. All my place there. Okay. Amazonia, we.
My fellow Ambalanders, this one a Major General Sumanguru for inside the grace of Momo. I come today for Salom Mama, Papa begins and sisters. Say all on a pleasant day. Shake no day. We see the propaganda with the terror Republic de Cameroon. The work at the jubilate say don't arrest our leader of war of independence, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. This one now make me the international community me they know say Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba is just one among many. We will fight to the last man standing. And I want to encourage my fellow brothers on ground. Say me any man, me any commander, any general, any free marshal, me all is trigger, me be very strong. We will escalate the war. We have both stop Nagoya. Make no man no blink. Shake no day. Shake no day. And do one too. Me any man when inside the greater of Momo and Ambazonia as a whole. Muna as in the days ahead. When they no release our leader of war of independence, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba and the Nara 10, where they be kidnapped from Nigeria. The day for the Republic Dungeon for Yaoundé. If they no release all those our leaders, me they know they so any law we will come put them. Make any man just maintain and any man respect them. Because the day ahead will be very bloody. Shake no they are not make no man no blink. Make no man no blink. Make all man stay focused and stay strong. Make do not move no man. Make all man they galant. Shake no they all in a place day.
De démissionner de mes fonctions de président de la République du Cameroun.
Le destin présidentiel se dessine peu à peu avec sa nomination comme Premier ministre d'Amadou Ahidjo. Il est le successeur constitutionnel.
In the history of La République du Cameroon, two men have held the nation hostage at gunpoint, Ahidjo and Paul Biya. This is the story of Paul Biya versus Ambazonia. His entire life, Biya has believed he is untouchable, that no one or group of people can dare hold him accountable. He murders, loots treasuries, exiled opponents, jail others and bribe the rest into surrender. He murdered his wife and killed the husband of the current wife. He has murdered Amazonians who rose up. He killed baby Martha, burned Mami Api in a house. He butchered Samsoya and got his head chopped off. He burned thousands of Amazonian homes and villages, drove millions from their homes and turned them into IDPs and refugees. He murdered children in Gabo on Valentine's Day. All those he couldn't kill, he locked them up. Some who escaped were kidnapped from abroad and brought back to Cameroon. This is the story of a lifetime of a cheap murderer and a war criminal who has survived every opposition until the Ambazonian people rose up.
Have you heard of Ambazonia?
We now have an army determined against all odds to defend the land. An army which is armed, disciplined, and equipped to stop this war criminal from escaping justice again. And most importantly, a nationalist, no-blinking, uncompromising leader who stands up to bullies, murderers, looters, and cheats.
All what it takes.
If we fail, Cameroon has promised to put every Ambazonian in a concentration camp, kill all those in jail, and make everyone else work in CDC plantations as slaves. We, the Ambazonian people, have the powers to render our verdict on Biya. We are his nightmare. Stand with Ambazonia.
The IDPs who've been suffering get schools reopened completely and to get our suffering people back into a life of normalcy.
All Ambazonian forces, you must associate yourself with the political leadership that brings accountability and that brings regulation in order for us to be effective internationally with our diplomacy. It is a must. You have no choice. You have no leader other than Dr. Cho Ayaba. All Ambazonian forces, you must associate yourself with the political leadership that brings accountability and that brings regulation in order for us to be effective internationally with our diplomacy. It is a must. You have no choice. You have no leader other than Dr. Cho Ayaba. All Ambazonian forces, you must associate yourself with the political leadership that brings accountability and that brings regulation in order for us to be effective internationally with our diplomacy. It is a must. You have no choice. You have no leader other than Dr. Cho Ayaba.
Welcome to ACN. Welcome to ACN.